How really are you poor? My father passed away when I was 7 and left a mother 6 kids, with one of whom had polio, which he was disabled. At women at that time, my father was the breadwinner and mother stayed home. My mother also had another challenge, which wasn't unique to her. She was illiterate of the books. Remember, I said illiterate of the books. Losing my dad's only source of income threw my mother into the front line for 6 kids, feeding us, clothing us. But even though mother was illiterate of the books, I believe, and I could testify, that she had a PhD of lifetime experience, how to live. In the morning, for breakfast, for food, she'll wake up early morning, before anyone wakes up, and she will start making big breakfast. We call it flatbread or injera. Some of you, I think, ate if you went to ethnic restaurants. That injera, or that morning breakfast, will be many. She knows that we will eat leftovers as a lunch, and sometimes we eat as dinner. Her goal was to really have food on the table. It didn't matter what it was. It was delicious, I can tell you that. If you're a hungry kid, you can eat anything. Second, an education. All of us went to school. No one at home was able to negotiate education with my mother because she knew that was the only exit way to really avoid financial hardship, especially my 3 sisters and I. She used to say, I don't care how rich your future husband to be, I want you to earn 10 shillings. The point she was making was, you need to be independent financially. Also, at the evening time, it was a family gathering time. Also, it's time for who had homework, who needed help. She couldn't read and write, but she would do everything in her power to find a tutor for us. The last thing we also did before we went to bed was check our brother who was disabled, bruises, because he crawled to school. And usually he had bruises on his hands and knees because disabled people at that time didn't have any specific services. Still, disabled people in Africa don't receive a lot of services. At that time, in that moment before we went to bed, that gathering and crawling around her was the best thing ever. It didn't matter what we didn't have, we had each other. I watched mother had only one dress, that orange dress that you see on the screen. As we go to bed, she would wrap herself a bed sheet, start to wash that dress, hang it outside, try to get quick sleep. Before we woke up, because she's getting up for the breakfast, she'll take that dress out of the drapes, fold it, and that's where she puts under the big mattress to make it neat and clean. She makes the breakfast and she wears the dress. Who said that poor person cannot be clean and neat? Neighbors noticed. They said, Fatima, what's going on with your dress? How many of them do you have? She'll mumble because she didn't want to lie. And I would say, my 3 sisters and I knew that she only had that one dress. As our lives continued, mother had our lives changed because someone had offered her a job, a housekeeper job. And mother was able to get another dress quickly. Boy, were we happy also that we don't have to eat the leftovers. You know, we started eating lunch, pasta or rice. I didn't care much about supper because who cares supper if you ate breakfast and lunch in those days? Still some places in Africa, there's a famine, so I would feel guilty today even eating dinner a lot along those days. Eventually, our lives changed and we moved to Mogadishu, the capital of Somalia. And our lives continued to change. My older brother got a scholarship and came to Florida, and he was trained as a geologist, and he started working for a company that was in Mogadishu and creating clean waters for the communities. And our lives continued to get better. That orange dress, though, it didn't go away. We put it in one of our rooms as a reminder of the hard work that mother did, as a reminder that we really have to work hard, never give up, but also the most important thing, to be kind to human beings. to be compassionate. After a couple of years later, a mother got ill and passed away. But though I focused on her, I love her even though she's passed away, and I want to follow her footsteps. I want to so badly do everything that she wanted us to do, but also work for humanity. Whenever I face challenges or experience episodes of racism, I seek a refuge on those days with orange dress. I go there, totally disappear in there. It has so much cooling effect on me. I hear her saying, hey, get going. Don't get comfortable in this arena. I know you'll do fine, get going. Other people are waiting for you. There are other Somalis who have one dress. Get going. Her values that she left for us. In Somali, she used to say, Biyo sa'badada logdarga. In English, it means to quench thirst, you must use your own palms. In other words, if you want to drink water, you cannot drink someone else's hands. You will never get satisfaction from that because you won't be able to get need from the water you need. I didn't know America then. I didn't know what America's values was then. That was my mom's. That was Somali value. That was African value. So, what do you see here? What is your first reaction? I show some of my friends, first thing they see is what's missing around her. The life that she's in, the shack, the house, the clothes she's wearing, the dying or the dead infant that is laying on the near beside her. It's a fact that Somalia has one of the highest maternal infant mortality rate. So 1 in 4 children doesn't even reach 1 year. 1 in 9 women die in labor. It has nothing to do with religion. It has to do everything with the circumstances that women face. But what I see though, I see determination. I see women who face challenges that wasn't by her doing. I see determination, I see compassion, and I see a concern. I see a survivor. I see a woman who's saying, if I had opportunities, if she was educated when she was a girl, and she was earning income, she wouldn't be the victim of war. We give so much money into supporting women like this, but we never ask, what do you want? We want to feed them, clothe them, do something, prepare prepackaged ideas and solutions, and here's like, wham, do it, take it. We care about you, we love you. But never asking, what is it that she wants to do? Because we so feel compelled to help and do some things.